What we are trying during all these discussions and talks here is to see if we cannot radically bring about a transformation of the mind. Not accept things as they are, nor revolt against it. Revolt doesn't answer a thing. But to understand it, to go into it, to examine it, give your heart and your mind with everything that you have to find out a way of living differently. But that depends on you and not somebody else. Yesterday evening, I saw a boat going up the river at full sail, driven by the west wind. It was a large boat, heavily laden with firewood for the town. The sun was setting, and this boat against the sky was astonishingly beautiful. The boatman was just guiding it. There was no effort, for the wind was doing all the work. Similarly, if each one of us would understand the problem of struggle and conflict, then I think we would be able to live effortlessly, happily, with a smile on our face. Go all over the world, wherever you will. Every human being on this earth goes through all kinds of sorrow. Every human being has had great loneliness, despair, anxiety, confused, uncertain. Like you. And we want to escape from all this. You can see it on every face on this earth. So is it possible? Please listen if you will. Is it possible to have a brain that is free from problems, so that you can solve problems? Not a cluttered brain full of problems. Is that possible? Because without peace, inwardly, psychologically first, the brain cannot flower. Human beings cannot live completely, holistically. Just see the pattern of it. Not accept what the speaker is saying, that's absurd. He's not an authority. He's not a guru, thank God. We said how important it is to have the capacity to doubt, to question everything that is taking place in the world, not only externally, but also inwardly. All our thoughts, our feelings. If one is aware
of one's own illusions, to question all those. Because skepticism without cynicism has a great beneficial effect. Our brains are programmed for 2000 years, according to the Christian world, and the Hindus and the Buddhists, 3,000 to 5,000 years. They have been programmed like a computer. Catholics, Americans, Russians, believers, non-believers, specialists, psychoanalysts, psychiatrists and so on, who have been programmed. And of that there is no doubt about it. Because this programming has resulted in our being conditioned. And unless we question, doubt, have great deal of sane skepticism, the brain can never be free. Human society is so constructed throughout the world that most people are occupied with jobs, pleasant or unpleasant, from 9 to 5 every day of their life. That is an intolerable imprisonment. I don't know how you feel about it. Probably you like being in prison. Probably you liked your jobs from 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock, rushing back and all the rest of it. What shall we do? To the speaker, he won't tolerate it for a single minute. For the speaker, I'd rather do something which would be pleasant, helpful, and necessary. But most of us accept this prison, this routine. Right? We say it is normal, it's the way of society, it's the way of our life, it's the way we must live. But if we all see together that such a imprisonment, which it is actually, and that we all feel it is intolerable, not just verbally but actually, do something about it, we'll create a new society. We will. If all of us say we will not tolerate for a single day this routine, this monstrous activity of 9 to 5, then we will bring about not only psychological revolution but also outwardly. Right? We may agree about this, but will we do it? You might say, no, I can't do it because I have responsibility. I have children, I have a house and mortgage, insurance. Thank God I haven't got any of those. And so you might say, well, it's easy for you to talk about all this. It's easy for the speaker to talk about it because he refuses to go in that pattern. From boyhood, he refused it. Now, if we all consider psychological as well as physical revolution of this kind, not bloody and all the rest of it, then we'll create a quite a different society, won't we? So, you want others to create the society and you can then slip into it. That's what we're all waiting for. Few struggle, work, create, and refuse to enter into this rat race. And the others say, yes, after you have constructed that, what you think is the right society, then we'll all join you. But we don't do it together. That's the whole problem. Like as if you refuse to have wars, killing other people in the name of your country or God, your whatever the ideal is, if we all refuse to kill another, there will be no wars. Right? But we have constructed a society, built a society based on violence, armaments, each nation protecting itself against other nations. And so we are perpetuating wars, killing your sons, your daughters, everything. And we support it. In the same way, we support, maintain this imprisonment. May be pleasant for those who have an agreeable job. So the problem is, do we see the importance or the necessity of this change? After all, human mind is not merely occupied with a particular job, pleasant or unpleasant. Human mind has the quality of other things which we disregard. We are concerned with the whole of life, not just career, 9 to 5, how we live, what we do, what our thinking is, whether there is affection, care, love, compassion, all that is part of life. But we are so conditioned to this idea that we must work and create a structure of a society that demands that you work from morning till night. The speaker refuses to enter that rat race. It isn't that he has got certain gifts or that somebody will look after him, but he refuses to enter. I wouldn't go for a single day from 9 to 5 for anybody, for anything. I might die, but I wouldn't do that. In the same way, I wouldn't kill another human being, whatever the circumstances. I know all what you're going to say about if your sister is attacked, all that game. Because violence produces more violence. But we are all so timid. We're all so nervous, frightened, anxious. We want the security which we think we have, which we haven't got. So will you go into this and find out if you can free yourself from that rat race, and to find out one must exercise capacity, intelligence, not say I won't do it. You don't do it because you are intelligent, not because you are told or you have read in some book or some philosopher. I think it's very clear. Wait a minute, just go slowly. The speaker says it's for everyone. But everyone has got the energy because it's dissipating in all various ways. For the brain, which has been conditioned, narrowed down, has lost its tremendous vitality. It's a great, immense capacity. I understand all this. To be totally free from all bondage, from all measurement, from all conflict. So the brain becomes quiet, utterly still. And that silence, stillness has its own beauty, its own truth, its absolute sense of immeasurable thing. And that is beauty, that's love.